Seems you got mom all upset again. What do you have to say for yourself? You know how much she hates noise.
What do you mean? Our baby was crying. There's not much I can do about that. He's hungry, or he's wet, or he's sleepy, or he just wants some attention. He's a human being, not a machine.
It's because you haven't given it a proper scolding. Make it stop. You're the mother. You should know how to calm it down.
He's only 3 months old. What do you expect me to do? It's not like I can ask him what's wrong. He can't talk yet. All he can do is only cry to express his feelings.
It was in your stomach for a full 10 months, wasn't it? You had plenty of time to teach it to keep its mouth shut. You should have some connection with it, some bond.
What kind of nonsense is that? You don't teach a baby anything in the womb. You just feed it and keep it warm and safe. And stop calling your child an it. He's your son, and he has a name.
If it won't quit crying, then tape its mouth shut for all I care. Then I'll get to stop real fast. Or better yet, just throw it out the window. That'll solve our problems.
Hey, did you really just say that to me? You're joking, right? That's not funny at all. That's sick and twisted. How can you be so cruel to your own flesh and blood?
If you're opposed to that, why not hit it every time it cries? I'm sure it'll stop once you've done it enough. Or maybe you should just starve it. That'll make it too weak to cry.
Get a hold of yourself. What's wrong with you? Are you insane? You can't do that to a baby.
And you call yourself a mother? Can't even get your kid to behave.
What do you know? You're always out on business trips. You're almost never home. You don't have any right to judge me when you're hardly being a father.
What's that? You're talking back to me? You do know I'm working hard to put food on your table. You should be grateful. It's thanks to me you got anything to feed that kid of yours. I go out and work while it's your job to take care of the kid.
Raising a child takes two. It's not just my job, it's our job. We're supposed to be a team, a family. But you don't act like it. You act like Sam is a burden, a nuisance.
Yeah, you're right. And two people are taking care of it. You and my mom. She's been helping you out ever since she moved in with us. She's been giving you advice and tips on how to be a good mother.
Some help she is. All she does is complain and do nothing. She doesn't take care of the kid, nor does she do any of the household chores. She just sits on the couch and watches TV all day long.
When you got a kid wailing and crying all day in the house, of course, you'd lose motivation. She was even lamenting about how she couldn't watch TV in peace because of the noise.
Really now? That's funny. Watching TV is all she does when she's home. She doesn't lift a finger to help me with anything else.
At the very least, can you keep the house quiet? Like, couldn't you move to a different room? Or better yet, go outside. Take that snot-nosed kid with you and get out of the house. Problem solved. Wasn't that easy?
I do occasionally take him out for a walk or on shopping trips. But he's a baby. I can only have him out of the house for so long.
You say this is no good. That's no good. What are you even good for? Are you completely incompetent?
No. I mean, your mom just randomly decided to show up and freeload off us. That's the whole reason we're having this problem in the first place. You're not home to be bothered by the noise, so it's just her. And she's making my life miserable.
That can't be helped. She sold her house. She needs a place to live. She's my mom. I can't just turn her away.
Uh-huh. And the reason for that is because she was in debt, wasn't it? She owed a lot of money to some shady people, and they were threatening to break her legs if she didn't pay up.
Yup, that's right. She's so silly. She was just going about her life and all of a sudden she found herself in a mountain of debt. How does that even happen?
What are you even talking about? She went to the casino and gambled up a storm. She bet all her money on some stupid games and lost it all. None of that came out of nowhere. She did it to herself.
See, she underestimated how much my dad left behind in inheritance money. That's why she had no choice but to sell the house. I feel so sorry for her. That house meant a lot to her.
That's her own fault. You reap what you sow. Who you should really feel sorry for is your father and me. He worked hard to leave behind that money for her so she could live a good life without him. I'm sure he wouldn't have wanted her to waste it all on gambling.
You know, you've been taking a lot of crap about my mom. Who do you think you are to be dissing her?
That's because she's just too selfish. I'm toiling every day to take good care of my son. I'm always exhausted. But all she does is scream at me and complain. She never helps.
Don't blame mom for your own incompetence. She wouldn't have to yell at you if you were being a proper mother.
Did you know that every time she looks at Sam's face, she calls him ugly? Or that he's a screaming piece of garbage? She's talking to her own grandchild, yet she does nothing but insult him. Shouldn't she care a little more about him?
What? She's just telling it how it is. It's your fault for making that piece of garbage in the first place.
I can't take care of him properly in this kind of horrible environment.
If you think it's so bad, then you get out. You'll learn real quick. There are worse things out there.
Why should I have to?
Oh yeah, it's impossible for you, huh? Your parents are dead and gone. You got no one but me to rely on.
You keep making excuses for the way your mother is treating us, but aren't you supposed to be on our side?
My mom is the most important thing in the world to me. I choose her over anyone else any day. I don't care about other people. They're worthless to me.
What are you even saying? I might not be related by blood to you, but our son is. Are you saying you don't care about him?
A brat like that who doesn't listen to a word anyone says is no child of mine. I couldn't care less about it.
That's horrible. How could you say that?
Whatever. The only thing you guys can do is leech off of me like a parasite. You have no other choice. If you understand, then do something about that brat of yours.
Let me back in the house. I'm begging you. It's freezing out here. We're going to catch a cold or worse.
That baby keeps crying so loudly. It's impossible to get some shut-eye. Sleep outside with him until morning. Maybe then you'll learn how to discipline him properly.
Please unlock the door. We can't stay out here.
No way! Once you stand in the snow for a while, I'm sure that'll get even him to shut up.
Are you crazy? He's gonna die if we stay out here. He's just a baby.
Oh my, I should have done this sooner. This house is finally so quiet. I bet you could even hear a pin drop right now. What a relief. I can relax and enjoy myself. Maybe I'll make some hot chocolate and watch some TV.
You tricked me. You lured me out of the house with a lie.
Whatever could you be talking about? I don't remember lying to you about anything.
You said you actually wanted to hold Sam for once. And I was actually grateful that you were willing to entertain him for a bit. Maybe even bond with him a little.
Even though I actually didn't want to touch him at all. He's so gross. All that snot and drool. Ugh. Gives me shivers just to think about.
But then you suddenly ran out the door with him and left him outside. You're absolutely terrible.
It was a great plan, wasn't it? I got to get you out of the house too. Lucky me. Now I don't have to deal with your nagging and whining and complaining anymore. You're always so needy and demanding and ungrateful.
Of course I would. I was panicked. I didn't take anything but my phone out with me. At least let me get my wallet if you're going to kick us out. Or some clothes or blankets or something.
No way. That money was earned by my son thanks to his blood, sweat, and tears. I'm not going to let you waste it on something stupid.
I can't believe this. You're crazy. Sheldon, you're reading this, aren't you? Please reason with her.
Woohoo! Way to go, Mom! You finally got them out of the way. You're awesome.
Excuse me? Are you serious? Are you really siding with her?
To be honest, I was planning on kicking them out of myself once I got back. They don't deserve to stay here and bother you any longer. But as always, you're a genius.
That's right. I should have taken out the trash since the very beginning. I wonder why it took me so long to realize it. It's one of the most basic household chores out there.
You don't care about what happens to your grandchild then? You don't have any feelings for him at all?
I don't consider such a noisy brat my grandchild. If anything, I hope it hurries up and dies. It would make the world a better place.
How could you say something so cruel? You're a mother too, aren't you? You've raised a child before, so you should know what it's like.
My Sheldon Pooh didn't cry up a storm the way your brat does. He was a quiet, good child. He never gave me any trouble.
Don't compare me to him.
It's so cold. Sam's freezing up. His lips are turning blue. His breath is getting shallow. I'm begging you, please give me a coat or a jacket, anything.
Oh yeah, now that I think about it, you're in nothing but your pajamas, aren't you? That must be so uncomfortable and so embarrassing. What if someone sees you like that? What would they think of you?
Wow, being out in the snow wearing nothing but your pajamas? Yikes! What if someone takes a picture of you and posts it online? That's so humiliating.
Please, we're in trouble. We need help.
Oh, indeed. I know trouble when I see it. But I'm a little busy right now. My bow gear is on screen, and honestly, I can't take my eyes off him.
Oh, Mom, you sure love your film noir.
I can't believe you have the gall to be watching a movie right now. You really don't care about us, do you?
Is that kid really that important to you? I guess you should have kept it on a leash. Then you could have prevented it from being chased out.
There's no way I could have done that.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. I'd be more than happy if you disappeared in the snow just like that.
Yeah, but I don't think they'd go quietly. They probably come back as a vengeful spirit and try to haunt us. Or become a cryptid like Bigfoot or something.
I've had enough. Don't contact me again.
That's our line. Have fun playing around in the snow.
Be sure to cool down that big dumb head of yours while you're at it.
What do you want now? I thought I told you to never contact me again. I'm done with you.
Where the hell are you right now? You can't just disappear like that. You have to tell me where you are and what you're doing.
What are you talking about? You guys are the ones who chased me out. Why do you care? I still have my phone, so I had a friend come pick us up. So I'm with them at their house right now. They're taking good care of us, unlike you.
Who gave you permission to do that? You can't just go to someone else's house without my consent. You're my wife. You have to obey me. And who is this friend of yours anyway? Is it a man? Are you cheating on me with him?
It was freezing out there. I couldn't stay in the snow with my baby. He'd die. He was already turning blue and shivering uncontrollably. I had to do something to save him. And no, it's not a man, it's a woman. She's my best friend from college.
Whatever, that's not important right now. I just got a call that my mom was taken in an ambulance to the hospital. She's in critical condition.
What? How did that happen?
I went over there as fast as I could, but she's so cold. She's barely breathing. She has hypothermia and frostbite.
But she was alive and well yesterday. How is that possible? She was watching TV and laughing at me when you locked me out of the house.
Someone spotted her, collapsed on the ground near our place. For some reason, it seems she spent the entire night outside. In the snow. Without any clothes or blankets or anything.
Why was she out here too? I doubt she would have wanted to do that. She hated the cold more than anything.
To tell you the truth, I got a message from her on WhatsApp around midnight. She said she had something to show me.
What did she say?
She wanted to take a peek at that sorry excuse of a daughter-in-law crying her eyes out. She said it would make her day to see you suffer and beg for mercy.
Excuse me? That's why she left the house? All because she wanted to see me at my lowest point? That's sick and twisted.
Yeah, that's right. I thought it would be funny, so I egged her on.
You two are absolutely the worst. Like mother, like son. You're both cruel and heartless and evil.
She planned to throw eggs at you when she found you. So she brought a bunch with her. She said it would be hilarious to see you covered in yolk and shell.
That's kind of random and childish.
I guess they throw eggs at people in old movies sometimes, so she wanted to try it for herself. She's been way too influenced by those movies, huh? I think they're rotting her brain. But then after that, I couldn't get a hold of her. She stopped replying to my messages and calls.
By any chance, did she go outside without taking the key with her?
No way. That's impossible. Why would you leave an apartment with an automated door lock without your key?
About that. Your mom's never lived in a condo or an apartment before, right?
Yeah, she's only ever lived in a normal house.
I mean, these days, I hear even normal houses get automated door locks. But your mom's house was old. It was the type that still used a normal key and keyhole the old-fashioned way.
But she's gone out and left the house multiple times now.
I was usually in the house, so I was the one who'd always open it for her when she came back.
No way. So because you weren't there, she couldn't come back inside and then just like that.
It was the middle of the night, too, so there probably wasn't anyone walking around who could help. And an egg wouldn't help her open that door.
So that means this is all your fault. You're other reason my mom's dead. You're sick.
What part of it is my fault? Stop projecting.
If you would have waited patiently outside the house like an obedient wife should, you could have saved her. I'm going to sue you.
No way. Think about it. Your mom died because she was left outside. That means my son and I could have wound up the same way. You both almost killed us.
Okay. You should have shut up that brat of yours to begin with. If you weren't such a useless mother, none of this would have happened.
I have explained to you over and over again the baby's cry. There's only so much I can do.
But I didn't cry when I was a baby.
Every baby's different. In my opinion, you are the minority. Almost every baby cries.
That's the first I'm hearing it.
Normally, you learn a ton of things as you raise a child. But you changed when your mother came to live with us. You wouldn't even face your son anymore.
I mean, he was in the way. He was nothing but a nuisance to my mother.
Oh, Sheldon. Aren't you embarrassed to be a mama's boy at this age?
Shut up. Give me back my mom. You should have left this planet instead. Everyone would have been better off if you two didn't exist.
Get a grip already.
I can't believe my mom would die like this. It's all your fault. You better bet I'm divorcing you.
Fine.
You realize what you've done, right? You're not going to survive without me. Serves you right. Starve and go to hell.
You don't need to worry. The alimony and child support I'm going to get from you will be more than enough to live on.
Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. You think you can get me to pay alimony?
Of course. I mean, you were cheating on me.
Now you're talking a load of crap to get on my nerves. I wasn't cheating on you.
You don't have to hide it. I heard it from your mom.
Heard what?
You really tell your mom about every little thing in your life, huh?
I didn't do anything.
She told me before she chased me out of the house that you're going to have a new wife so you don't need us anymore.
My mom was just saying whatever she wants. That doesn't mean anything. You can't prove it.
She even provided me with some evidence, actually. How thoughtful. It was a picture of you and your lover. I can't believe you'd send your mother this. There's something deeply wrong with you.
What on earth? Why did she do that to me?
It seems your lover was one of your underlings at your company. Wait until your superiors hear about this.
Stop it. Don't you dare get my company involved.
Are you in any place to be making demands of me?
They're gonna be furious with me.
It'd be great for you if that's the only thing they did.
I admit, I cheated. I'll pay you cash. Just please, don't get my company involved with this mess. Don't contact them.
Nope. Incidentally, don't ever come back to my house ever again.
You have no right to be saying that. It's my house too.
Did you forget I used my parents' inheritance to pay for that place? As such, the deed's even in my name. You have no right to enter it without permission.
I'm grieving the loss of my mom. Don't you think you should at least show me a little bit of kindness? We're still legally a couple.
You tried to erase my child from this world. I can't sympathize with someone like that. And you even talked about hitting your own child. You're seriously messed up.
But in the end, he turned out all right. He's alive and well. No harm, no foul.
That's because I protected him. You're lucky he didn't die. If you loved your mother that much, you should have kept her on a leash.
I just lost my mom. How am I supposed to go on living?
It looks like it's going to be snowing a lot this evening.
What are you rambling about now?
If you stay out in the snow for a night, perhaps you'll see her again. In the next world, that is.
Mommy, help me!
Thanks to the help of a lawyer, we got the divorce. I got to claim a hefty alimony from Sheldon and of course child support for my son. And here's where it gets messy. It seems his lover was also married. Apparently, they had a prenup, so his mistress got thrown out with nothing and is constantly telling him to take responsibility for ruining her life. And then, of course, word of their affair reached their company. They became infamous among their peers. Some colleagues avoided them, and some openly showed their disgust. Unable to bear the pressure, I heard they voluntarily resigned from their positions. Sheldon was due to inherit whatever my mother-in-law left behind. But it was found out that she had put herself in even more debt before her death. Who would have thought you'd rack up a bill of $50,000? By the time he realized it, it was too late to forfeit the inheritance. So now he has to pay it all off. He lost his family, his house, and his reason to live, and now he's knee-deep in debt. He's working a difficult job where he can hardly catch a break. I got a message from him on WhatsApp, actually. He was begging for sympathy, saying that no matter how much he works, that debt isn't getting any smaller. I just sent him, "You reap what you sow." After that, I started living alone with my son. And I've been living a steady, stable life with him. I get to watch as he grows and accomplishes new and exciting things. And I'm so glad I got to protect the chance to see that. From now on, no matter what happens, I want to take care of him like the treasure he is.